Step 1. Trade within your risk profile. So to give you an example of this, let me just have a look at Just Eat. See, you want to trade Just Eat. And the whole idea of trading within your risk profile is so that, let's say, for instance, you want to start trading with a small amount of money, say £1,000. And you don't want to risk more than 10% per trade. That means that for each position you have open, your total exposure to loss on that position should not exceed £100. So if your account size is £1,000 and you're risking 10% per each trade, then each position should have a total risk of no more than £100. So now let's apply that to Just Eat PLC, who are currently trading at a price of 626.5. Now, there's two things with this approach, and the first thing is that you need to set a stop loss to manage your risk that gives you enough space to ride out any volatility in the price of this share. And the second thing is that the total value of that stop loss, were it to be triggered, should not exceed £100. So in this case, let's say we want to go long here. So we want to go long. We think the share price is going to rise. We want to go long. That means we would be buying a position in Just Eat at 627. So you'd be buying. Okay. So now what you want to do in the first part of this is that you want to make sure that your loss on this position does not exceed £100. So how you do that is you set what's called a stop loss. Now, a stop loss is if you think the price is going up, the price is currently here, set your stop loss here. If the price goes up, then you're fine. You're going to be in a profit. If the price turns down and comes against you, hits your stop loss, then your position gets closed out for a loss. Now, the main thing that we want to do as traders is minimize our losses or make sure we lose less than we win. So how you do that, in this case, we think the price is going to go up and we want to set our stop beneath the most recent low. So here, let's just say, for example, I think if I thought the price would not drop less than this, then this is where I'd have my stop. So, but you see, that's 48.8 points away. So if I was in this position for £5 per point, which is what you see up here, then my total exposure to losses on this position would be £244. But we only want to risk, or you only want to risk £100. So what you have to do is adjust your position size, which is the amount that you're going to earn or lose if your position goes in your favour or against you, to an amount that does not exceed £100. So in this case, if we want to trade it, go long, and our stop is 48.8 points away, then that means we can risk no more than £2 per position on this trade. And that would mean that if the price does suddenly turn against us and drop 50 points, then we would lose £97.60 in this case. And then, of course, you need to make sure, which is going to be kind of the closing part of this step 1, which is managing your risk. You need to make sure that, because you will have losing positions, you need to make sure that when you do have a winning position, that winning position is a position that makes you a profit that far exceeds the amount you lose. So for instance, and the way I trade and what I talk about in all of my videos is, once you have a winning position, you hold that position for as long as you can, because no one knows where the market goes. So if we do find that this position heads in our favor, then we want the price to be, we want the price to go all the way up here, even beyond that, we want to hold, we just want to hold, hold for as long as you can until it's in a profit. But if you have 10 trades and you lose 6 of them and you win 4, then you need to make sure that if you lose on the 6 you lose £100. So you lose £600 on the 6 that you lose. That means on the 4 that win, you need to profit more than £600. So if you're earning or profiting £200 per position on 4 positions, then you're going to profit £800 and lose £600, bringing your total profit to £200 on all of your trades. So in this case, if you can see up here the value here, you would hold this position to at least, or you would hope to hold this position to at least this kind of level. And if you did that on all of your winning trades and minimized your losses to £100, then over time you would, of course, profit. Now, the way I like to trade is I like to hold my winners for as long as I can, so that one winner could earn more than all of my losers. And you're only going to achieve that is if you hold medium to long term. Occasionally, you can get very rapid increases in price or decreases in price, but generally, I don't advocate trying to catch those moves because those things are hard to predict. So that's the basic principle anyway of risk management. That's step 1 of the do nothing spread betting system, is manage your risk. You have to manage your risk before you do anything else. Once you understand the idea of how to manage your risk and how to correctly size your positions, like what I've just shown you here, then you can start to think about the positions that you open, how long you hold them, and when to get out of them. That's step 1.